Hi everyone, this is Marcus with DTF Station, and in this video, we will go over how to replace the bypass board in your Prestige A4 DTF printer. First, let's identify what the bypass board is. When you look inside your printer towards the left, this board here is your bypass board. Now to replace this, you will need a Phillips screwdriver, the replacement bypass board, and these small label stickers. Now head over to your printer and open the top lid. Take your screwdriver and remove these two screws. This will allow you to remove this cover. Now remove these three screws. Then remove these two screws on both sides of the feed ramp. Now go ahead and remove the feed ramp from the printer. Then head to the left side and remove this cover. You will now have full access to the bypass board. Now, before proceeding, it is highly recommended to be wearing gloves for this entire procedure. You will be in contact with some metal contact points, which can be damaged from the natural oils produced by your fingers. Also note, be very careful when unplugging and plugging any cables, since their contact points, sometimes referred to as teeth, are very small and fragile. When unplugging, avoid wiggling the plug, and give even tension as you pull the cable out in a straight direction. Also note how some of these ribbon cables look. One side has the exposed teeth, and the other side has blue tape which provides support for the fragile teeth. Always note the orientation of the cable when they are pulled out, so that you can plug them back in the same way. Now, let's begin. First, locate this cable, remove the tape. Then carefully pull this cable straight out. Now use the labels to label this cable with the number 1. Next, locate this cable, remove the tape on top, and when removing you will need to first lift up this latch that is holding the cable in place. Then very carefully remove the cable. You will label this cable with the number 2. Now locate this cable on the very bottom, pull it out with even tension, then label it with the number 3. You'll now locate this cable, remove it with the same technique, then label it with the number 4. Next, locate this cable, unplug. Note here to make sure not to pull on the port housing, as that can cause damage to the board itself. Once complete, label with the number 5. Next is this cable, label with the number 6. Then, remove this cable and label with the number 7. Next, locate this large cable, remove and label with the number 8. If you have trouble removing the cable, you can try wiggling this one out since it is not a ribbon cable, or you can try pulling it by holding the wires. Just make sure you hold all wires and pull evenly across of them. Next is the cable right above, label with number 9. Finally, remove this cable and label it with the number 10. Now take your Phillips screwdriver and remove these two screws. Next, remove one additional screw at the bottom right. Locate this cable plugged into the side, carefully remove it. This will give you access to the last screw on the bottom left. Go ahead and remove that. Now your bypass board should come off easily. Get your replacement bypass board and get it into place. Screw in the top 2 screws first. Then screw in the bottom right. Then screw in the bottom left. Get your cable number 3, plug one to the left side as shown. Now, let's plug in cable number 2 very carefully. This is probably the trickiest cable to plug in, so please take your time. Make sure to first line up the teeth to the port, then carefully apply firm pressure evenly across the cable to prevent any damages. Once plugged in, make sure to lock it into place. Find your cable 1 and plug it into this port, making sure that the teeth are facing towards you. Also, note, the action is not shown here, but make sure to replace the tape back onto the contact points of cables 1 and 2 as shown here. Now, place number 3 into this port. Number 4 into this port. Number 5 into this port. Number 6 into this port. Note here that these cables may be different colors depending on when you purchased your printer. Moving on, number 7 into this port. Number 8 into this port. Number 9 into this port. And number 10 into this top port. Once complete, place the side panel back onto the printer. Now, before placing the feed ramp back into the printer, we recommend turning the printer on from the back and front and testing to make sure your printer's issues have been resolved. Once verified, place the feed ramp back into place. Secure this ramp with the 7 screws that were removed. Note, only loosely secure the screws for the ramp. Once all 7 screws have been partially screwed in, then go ahead and tighten every single screw. Now place this cover back into place and secure it with the 2 screws from earlier. Alright, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching.